Sick of that Tim Pool. Even with that chick with the nice fucking rack. She got a great rack. I like that she embraces it and she allows it to be embraced. Not literally at the moment, but boy, imagine having a rack like that. Why wouldn't you use it? Let's go with some
I packed up my suitcase, got my guitar. I walked through the highway, out into the stars. Out from the west, come a howling wind, blew through my clothes, right through my skin. If time was a river, my breath was a well. I looked to the
10
sky, and the
songs.
lightning fell.
8 written by, no, 7 written by Joe himself. 2 Butch Hancock tunes. And a Billy Joe Shaver tune. 2011. All right, we're going to continue the CD as I try and move these out to make room to the goal is, the idea is, hello, Flagship Ghoul. Like your shirt. Thank you. I was just there in December, company Christmas party in San Diego. And we spent one day, Friday, at the San Diego Zoo. And the capybara was one of the highlights. Didn't see the tiger. It's a big park, pretty wild place. It's like a big ravine in the middle of it. And there's, walkways, a big bridge, a walking bridge. Pretty wild place. Not what I expected from a zoo, especially a world famous one like that. Kind of odd how it was not, I don't know. It was very unusual. And cool. And then they had Christmas lights and stuff. And there was a bunch of that. It got a little chilly that night though. And I was tired. My back was kind of hurting. It made it difficult to walk. Just being old and overweight. Not too overweight, but I guess, still pretty active. But I eat crap. You're my number one fan, Flagship Ghoul. Tonight, anyways. I think they rate that every night. What did you run into here? Just living. living going on. I'm actually in the process. I live in an RV. And I am moving a bunch of stuff so I can put down a rug I have rolled up. I just moved out of my house in March. And, you know, things are still kind of in a adjustment, moving, stuff like that. And I've got a bunch of CDs. I still listen and purchase CDs because I like to. So I am Sonny Landreth. You guys know Sonny Landreth? You should. Outstanding. Slide guitarist. Just guitarist in general. I've seen him a couple times. Saw him at Red Rocks. He opened up for B.B. King, and then Peter Frampton was the headliner. And they all came out and jammed. And then at the end, during Peter Frampton's set, David Hidalgo from Los Lobos came out with Sonny Landreth. They played Mossy Moss by Los Lobos and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And Dear Mr. Fantasy. It was pretty good. But Peter Frampton's like, yeah, I don't have any idea how Sonny Landreth does what he does. But Peter Frampton's like the really famous one, and he probably looks up to Sonny Landreth. Peter Frampton's good, though, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of guys like that who are, you know, Sonny Landreth isn't unknown. It's just not widely known. You can say it's unfair, but you still got to write the songs. That's why Bob Dylan is so important and so famous. It's not that he's a great musician, but he writes great songs. The songs are the thing. A lot of great guitarists. Not easy to write songs, especially one person. No, there will not be any Alice in Chains. Not my thing. When I left, she said she'd be waiting here for me. I like roots rock, not angst rock. When our old car's gone, imposing or heavy stuff. I don't like any of that stuff. Most of the people I listen to, not all, but they don't dress up in costumes to go and play their music. And that would include all of them. You know? And I'm not just talking Kiss. I'm talking like crap like Metallica and stuff where they have to wear their leather and stuff. That's just, there's no way he goes to the supermarket like that. I hope. And by he, I mean any of them. I think I do know their names. I don't like them though. Posers. Posers. Don't bother trying to argue that point with me. I don't care if you like them and listen to them. And you shouldn't really care if I don't like them. But it's my channel and I'll say I don't like them. It's not that good. So what we're doing, and I got all these boxes, just random, you know, basically shit that got shipped to me. And I turn them in, maybe add some tape. And we're just moving them. Put down the rug and move them back. But I figured I haven't gone through many of them. And just talk briefly about them if there's anything to talk about. Like this is all John Prine. Now there's something, you know, it's mellow. It's I wouldn't call it folk. It's kind of rock, but folk rocky, which is stupid. See, I hate anytime I even start using a term to describe something. Labels are limiting. Just go, it's John Prine. Nobody does what he did. Writes great songs.
Sets my direction.
You know, there's usually great instrumentation, cool guitar, you know,
Travel the country.
solo stuff, band stuff. It's just great music, great songs. He was a great songwriter. He wrote that song,
Just to be
Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County? I can't, it's tough to try and sing a song while another song plays. Paradise. It's probably his best known one that I know of, I guess. So I'm just, I like to kind of fill it though. See, I got space for a couple CDs. But I try and thematically, you know, sometimes a whole artist will fit in one this size, which is about the size of my hand.
to the other side.
And other times, you know, so I got John Prine filling up about half of it. Then Danny O'Keefe, another folk artist. I don't know well, but he wrote More Than Ava Braun. It's a great song. Kind of a funny song about Nazis loving blues. Yeah, and spare me any of your, it's a humorous song. Yeah, if you're one of those people who calls people Nazis, please leave.
'Cause I had anything to prove.
Just go away. Kill yourself, actually. Is it wrong for me to say that?
I got nothing to lose.
If you thought Kamala Harris would have made a good president, kill yourself, please. Help us all.
My bandana blowing free.
And if that offends you, kill yourself. Just some guy saying stupid shit. Although I kind of do feel that way, but I'm not going to help you or anything. But it'd be better if you did go away. No doubt about that. Chris Stapleton. Yeah, he's great. No. I bought that. I've listened to it maybe once. It's not horrible, but it's pretty boring. It hasn't caught me yet.
When I cross that red,
Robbie Folks. Good stuff. Jerry Jeff. Steve Earle.
I ain't taking nothing with me.
I saw Steve Earle right after Dr. John died. I wore my Dr. John shirt to the thing, and there was you could meet him after the show and have him sign a CD. And he's like, nice shirt. I knew Mac Rebenak, Dr. John.
You can bet when I'm leaving, I'll be satisfied.
Saw Dr. John several times. In New Orleans, at the House of Blues in Cambridge, Massachusetts. What do we got here? These are all Grateful Dead. Just a small smattering. These are from box sets that I just took out the ones. These are all from St. Louis, 71 through 73. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 shows. These are all from 1978. Just like 8 shows in a row from the spring tour. But this features, it starts with April 6, 1978. That was the tour when they started the drum space in the second set. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. I'm not sure if that was the actual show. But if you saw the Dead in if you're kind of younger and you saw them in the late 80s, in the 80s or 90s, their shows were pretty much structured similarly, the same. A first set from anywhere from 6 to 10 songs, roughly an hour, and then a second set about 75 minutes with drums in space in the middle. Then you got, these are all the the Madison Square Garden box set. That's good. 81, 82, and 83. 1981, 82, and 83. For Dead and Company tour I was on 2021. Where was this? Mansfield, Mass. The Xfinity Center. This was September 2nd and 3rd. This was during the COVID bullshit. And I lived in Plant City, Florida at the time. And I was reluctant to get the jab, and I remained reluctant. But of course, the reason I decided to get one is you had to have one to go to the show, because Live Nation owns all these amphitheaters, or a ton of them. And the artists hid behind the fact that Live Nation was demanding it. So I made an appointment at a CVS in Rentham, Massachusetts for like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I left Plant City at like 3 the previous day and went nonstop. The hours are off there that I actually did this. But anyway, I drove straight through and got there like 15 minutes before. And I did right through the drive-through. And the thing that sucked, though, is I didn't get the results until 9 o'clock that night. So I missed the first show, even though I paid for a ticket. So I only went to the second show. Had I known, I would have been in the parking lot and could have gone in. But that's just... So yeah, I wish I hadn't gotten the vax at all. And the fact I did it to go to see music, well, if there was going to be a reason, that would be it. But... COVID. It's turning out that more people died from the vaccine than COVID. And if you're not a believer in that, you just need to face the facts that what are you being all rah-rah about the vaccine and the government? In no other time in history of the United States and sensible people have we ever thought the government was competent or honest until COVID. Explain that one. No, they're telling the truth. You got to do what they do. Joe Biden stood up there and Nancy Pelosi, and they got shots of... Really? Can you prove that they got a shot? Fools. These are New Orleans artists. Louis Armstrong, Fats Domino. And if you don't listen to Fats Domino, wake the fuck up, man. Fucking unbelievable rock and roll. Early Fats Domino. You want to get the Imperial stuff. Just fucking top notch. And listen to it until you get it. John Cleary, British guy who moved to New Orleans and plays piano mostly, guitar. Little Richard. But I'm telling you, Fats Domino's the one though. If you don't have that in your life, you gotta figure out that Fats Domino's it's great music. You'll enjoy it, believe me. But you got to adjust to it. Like if you're somebody who listens to just modern fucking shitty music, that's all overproduced and fake vocals and all that other shit and horrible songs and stuff. You got to take a few minutes to adjust, and you can't go in there wanting something from it. You just got to let it come to you, and you'll understand that the rhythm... I always like to describe a really good band in music. Like, they'll lay down a rhythm that you can walk on, Like you feel like you can see it, or you could walk on it. Just a sheet of music that's so... flowing and solid that you could walk on it. Just the air we're given and the stars above. You can measure your riches by the ones you love. When I say goodbye, you can bet I'm gone. And the lonesome freight train whistle blows, it's a weary song. When I see the light of a brand new dawn. Oh, that's just pathetic. But I can see myself saying that, so. This coffee just hit. Time to shit. It's pretty good. A little bizarre, but pretty good. These are New York, early 70s New York. Mostly. Late 60s, Velvet Underground, Lou Reed, Johnny Thunders, the Ramones, Talking Heads, Tom Tom Club, David Byrne, Blondie. Blondie. Blondie, hey Blondie. Velvet Underground, Loaded. What a great album. All the snobs will stand by the Banana album, Velvet Underground and Nico, but Loaded's the best songs are on Loaded, man. You got Sweet Jane and Rock and Roll. And then when you really get to know the album, you Oh Sweet Nothing, Cool It Down, Lonesome Cowboy Bill. I mean, just so many. Just it's greatest hits album. The whole album is just awesome from start to finish. New Age. I play New Age in my solo acoustic shows. Such a good song. Everything on here. Who Loves the Sun? Forgot about that one. I play that on the ukulele. Just awesome. The Velvet Underground. And we're listening to Joe Ely. Rolling down the roadside, right by his side, rode a lady in red. He left 2 pigs named Slender and Lime. She left the pepper. Just solid music right here, folks. Face the music with a bullet and a pipe. A testimony of a man in love. He hated church bells and the high-rise hotel. In the portfolios of the businessman. Had a mouthful of bad teeth. And his smile was this is blues. Muddy Waters. Lightning Hopkins with Sonny Terry. Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. Freddie and Albert King. Clarence Gatemouth Brown. Clarence Gatemouth Brown you should check out. I think anybody would like that. Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters is great. There was a time, the 2 titans of the blues, the Chicago blues, but blues in general, I think when you're a novice, Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters are kind of the first names you'll hear a lot. Robert Johnson, he's come up a lot thanks to Clapton and the Stones, but and I was more of a Howlin' Wolf guy for years because it's just a rougher sound. Seems a little more unhinged, a little ride by the seat of your pants. But that's not completely true. Just like with the Beatles and Stones story, like the Stones were the ruffians and the Beatles were the good boys. In reality, the Stones were all kind of came from upper middle class upbringings, and the Beatles were the really working class. They went to Hamburg, Germany. The Stones didn't. I mean, they went to London. That ain't nothing. But they always had a pretty sturdy home to go home to. Whereas the Beatles were all poor working class kids in real reality. John probably had it the best with his Aunt Mimi, was probably the richest, But just like that, Howlin' Wolf in reality was a real task driver and would find his guys, and he was also very smart, and he tried to self-learn guy, he cared about that and was literally reading books all the time and trying to become smarter. And whereas Muddy Waters was much more laid back, and so to me, when I first got into the blues, it seemed like he was maybe the overrated one and lazier. But then you hear some of when Muddy's playing his slide guitar, especially in the 60s, when he was playing a lot of guitar. He kind of turned into a singer in those later years, which is understandable. But, yeah, nothing bad. I have this one CD that I just happened to come across. Newbury Comics back in the day, but it was like these live recordings from, I think, they're the mid 60s. I think it's 65 ish. I was going to say from the Fillmore West, but that would be too early. But anyway, they're just awesome. They're live and his slide playing. You know, she's only 19 years old and that shit. Muddy Waters is great, is what I'm saying. And there's no doubt about that.
I'm gonna live forever.
There you go. Little Billy Joe Shaver by Joe Ely.
You're gonna wanna hold me like I always told you. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Nobody here will ever find me, but I will always be around. Like this song I leave behind me, I'm gonna live forever now. I'm gonna live forever. Gonna cross that river. Gonna catch the now. You're gonna wanna hold me like I always told you. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Fathers and you mothers, be good to one another. Try and raise your children right. Don't let the darkness take them. Don't make them feel forsaken. Lead them safely to the light. When this old world is blown asunder and the stars fall from the sky, someone really loves you. We'll live forever tonight. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. Gonna catch tomorrow night. You're gonna wanna hold me like I always told you. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm gonna live forever, gonna cross that river, gonna catch tomorrow night. You're gonna wanna hold me like I always told you, gonna miss me when I'm gone.
What did I stumble upon here? Just get a kick out of that.
Can this sing a rambler? Can this hand sing the gambler? Nobody's satisfied with the road they chose to run. Oh, let it go. Roll again.
Oh, that fucking is aggravating, dude.
These caves.
That is super fucking aggravating.
Damn these waves. Sing the sailor.
super aggro, dude.
The road they chose to ride. Oh, let it go. Roll again. You get in the game, you pay the price. Lay down your life and roll the dice.
Motherfucker, dude.
Snake eye,
Fuck.
roll again. And temptation, sing the preacher. And frustration, sing the teacher. Nobody's satisfied with the road they chose to. Oh, let it go. Roll again.
I just don't.
You get in the game, you pay the price. Lay down your life and roll the dice.
It just seems like he's
Snake eye, roll again.
trying to stir shit up a
You
little.
get in the game, you pay the price. Lay down your life and roll the dice. If you roll snake eye, roll again.
All right, kitties.
If you roll snake eye,
Yeah.
roll again.
I get these emails. I bought something. A knife of some sort. And they get these emails. $9.95 shipping, which is still a good deal. It is a genuinely quality knife. Occasionally I want one. Something like this is pretty handy for anything. Killing people for one, which hopefully I never have to do, but just opening packages and stuff as
I'm a
well.
man, I ain't no kid.
That's really what most of that stuff, slicing hot dogs, you having a hot dog.
My weight in pain.
I like to have knives all over though, like so that there's always one nearby. Mostly for just doing stuff. Handy
When I
stuff.
took on trouble, I was cocky and wild. Justified.
Because earlier I was looking for a knife and I couldn't find. I know I have some here. Occasionally I put them in too clever a spot. You gotta kind of leave them sitting out.
I ain't no kid, done something I never should have did. I paid the price, my weight in pain. I'm a man, I'm free of shame.
These are especially good if you encounter an anti-ice protester.
I got no burden, I ain't no
Sad but true.
I'm a pretty
People
good
should be ashamed of themselves.
And again, just one thing I can't stand to see is a pious man begging on TV. I'm a man. I watch the news. This sad old world giving me the blues. I paid the price.
Just a lot of dumb people in America.
I'm a man. I'm free of shame.
A lot. This one here, I'm going through my CDs, just moving them, but I figured I'd go through them as well, kind of look at them myself, see what I still buy a lot of CDs. This is all Fred Neil. Familiar with Fred Neil? You should be. He's a big 12-string guitarist in Greenwich Village in the early 60s. He wrote the song, "Everybody's talking at me, I ain't got a thing to say," as well as the Dolphins. And that was obviously Everybody's Talking's been a very famous song, and was the movie with John Hurt. Not John Hurt. Was it John Hurt? John Voight. Angelina Jolie's dad and Dustin Hoffman. Took place in Times Square. What the hell was the name of that? But anyway, the money he made off that, he founded the dolphin rescue thing that's still in the Keys today, I believe. You drive right by it about halfway down. That's what he spent his money. But he was instrumental. He helped Bob Dylan when he first got to New York. You know, I think he slept on his couch and he showed him some things. You know, got him in the door at a few places. But he was gay. He was a closet. And back then, you know, even in Greenwich Village, society wasn't as prepared, but also, you know, there's certain people who even now society is prepared who don't want to share that, you know, and it's their right. How many heterosexual people walk around saying, "Hey, I'm heterosexual"? Why do gay people have to be like, "Hey, I'm gay"? You can kind of tell most of the time. But anyway, he was good. He wrote this song, "The Other Side of This Life," which Jefferson Airplane did. And it's obviously there's another side to this life I'm living, what he was singing about. But anyway, he's good. Dark, deep voice, and played the 12 string. He was considered more or less a master of the 12 string. Not many people can play that. It's challenging. I got one. I strum a few tunes on it. Can make music on it, I guess you'd say. But he was big. Got my Springsteen stuff in here. Bruce is a tool, but I grew up, I loved Bruce. This one was sent to me accidentally, so I was supposed to get something else. This is February 18th, 2017. Hunter Valley in Australia. But this one I sent away for, this is the Bridge School 1986, which is the concerts that Neil Young puts on every year to raise money for his kids. But this is just Bruce with Danny Federici and Nils Lofgren. And Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young come on for some backing vocals. I'm not sure on what. But it's a, 3, 6, 9, 10 song set. Pretty good, you know. And then this is Nassau Coliseum, 1980, New Year's. Going into 81. Prime, you know, that was the River Tour, which is about the end of I really like that earlier era. E Street Band. This was the No Nukes concert, 78. So mostly Darkness on the Edge of Town, although Darkness Edge of Town isn't on there. Prove It All Night, Badlands, The Promised Land, The River, Sherry Darling, Thunder Road, Jungle Land, Born to Run, Rosalita, Born to Run, Stay. Oh, won't you stay just a little bit longer? Please, please, please. Say you will. Then we got our Tom Petty, who was also at the No Nukes concert. Mudcrutch. Mudcrutch stuff is good with Petty. Petty playing bass, Mike Campbell on guitar. Leadon, one of the Leadon, not Bernie Leadon, who was in the Eagles, but his brother, Tom Leadon. What else we got in here? We got all the Dirty Knobs, Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. That's his band now, Mike Campbell. Good stuff, just good. It's good rock and roll. Mike Campbell's a very tasteful guitarist. Then we got some Buffett, and then the Greg Allman Band, live at Uncle Sam's, which is in Massachusetts, I think, isn't it? Hull, Massachusetts, 1983. This is when the Allmans weren't a band. So this is solo. Well, Greg Allman solo, but it's a Greg Allman band. We got some Government Mule in here. Tedeschi Trucks. As well as Dickie Betts and Great Southern. Oh. Move that over there. Kind of a Southern Florida with Springsteen feel on that box. A lot of good stuff in there, though. Good music. Mac McAnally, who was in Buffett's band, the big guy. He's voted like Musician of the Year in Nashville like 8 times or something. Crazy. I mean, he's good. I didn't realize he'd get that. I wonder what goes on with that. That's one of those things. It's kind of a Midnight Cowboy. Good call, brother. Good movie. Just one of those seminal movies everybody should watch. I'm walking here. Ratso. It wasn't his name Ratso or something. Dustin Hoffman. John Voight. Is John Voight still alive? I think he is. What else we got here? We'll move this one over there as well. We'll get this taken care of. I got to get my leopards. My cats have been using it as a scratching post, though. I wonder how it's going to, if it even will stay together. Because I've been finding large pieces of stuff they're pulling off it. It's all kind of like a dust ball. Like a ball of fine. It's not an expensive rug, but this is all like a couple REM. It wasn't huge REM. I always had their CDs, but yeah. I like the earlier stuff. What was that one? I remember watching Mike Mills do that. Mike Mills, he wrote a lot of tunes. I met Mike Mills, and I really met him when he was in the Baseball Project. Great band. They wrote all songs about baseball. In the first album, Peter Buck actually appears on it and plays some of the bass, I believe, as well as guitar. He didn't know shit about baseball, but Mike Mills, when they made their second album, and Scott McCaughey was the main driver of that band, and he played with REM live, probably in the studio too. But they played in Orlando, and I went and saw him, and there was only like barely anybody in the club because nobody was hip enough to it, like I am. And they got a great tune. This great tune, Ted fucking Williams, great tune, and a lot of them are good. But there's one about the Reds. There's a famous incident in the 70s where Doc Ellis, who's the pitcher who famously threw a no-hitter while high on acid. But one game, they were rivals of the Reds, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Reds. In one game, he went out and he hit like the first 6 guys in the lineup. Literally, and we're talking, it was Pete Rose, Dan Driesen, the first baseman, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Johnny Bench. And how's the song go? He goes, down went Morgan, down went Driesen. And George, I forget how it goes, but it's great. He sets it up in this great way. And he's like, somebody took, I haven't listened to it too long, but took one in the noggin. That was enough for the Reds or something. I don't know. And then he got kicked out. I don't know if there was a brawl at that point, but he hit like the first 6 guys in the lineup. That's just fucking great. See, you couldn't even do that nowadays. And back then they had a little more, it was more manly. So I'm sure he didn't hit it. I don't think he hit it. I think he may have actually, if he hit anybody in the head, it was unintentional. You know what I mean? They kind of would do it manly. They throw it in your ribs or whatever, or at your ass. I don't know. I kind of don't know for sure on that. But it was more manly. I don't watch any of the professional sports anymore. Maybe I'm too old, but these kids just piss me off too much. Al Cooper famously played the organ on the Like a Rolling Stone and barely knew how to play organ, allegedly. But a lot of times that can lead to, as far as popular music, like you hear, like do do do, whatever the Like a Rolling Stone is. I can't think of it right now. But a simple riff is something that's going to be more memorable than some really complicated thing, A bunch of Widespread Panic in here. The Replacements, Beachwood Sparks, good stuff. Some Sheryl Crow. Cowboy Junkies. Cowboy Junkies are good. I saw them at the Orpheum in Boston. That was a great show. Margot Timmons, pretty sexy. I liked her. She's the lead. It's basically 3. Michael Timmons writes the songs, plays guitars, and another Timmons is the drummer, and then Alan Anton or something like that is the bassist. But they're good. They do some good tunes. They do a famously. Their cover of Sweet Jane really was big. That's when I was in college in like 1989 and shit. But there's like an album later that came out that was like the first one I bought. And it was, I forget the name of it, but I haven't. But I really enjoyed it. It's got like Anniversary Song on it, which is probably the worst song on it. So that's that. We're going to take these to the back now. Let's make sure we get the power off on that. All right. Look at that beautiful cat. That's Lola. Yes, named for the famous song. Well, her mother's name was Lila. So I thought Lola was pretty clever. And then she had a sister, the mother of all my cats. I have 5 cats. Oh, I just dropped the thing of CDs. And the last litter she probably had more because she didn't come with me. She's still alive, hopefully. She had an orange and a black one, and I named it Kamala and Donald because it was right in August, leading up to that election. And then I started calling her Lala because I just wasn't going to do Kamala. And then, so you had Lila, Lola, and Lala. But it turned out that Lala was actually a boy, so I changed his name to Zigaboo. Ziggy. Zigaboo Modalisti, the drummer of the Meters. And Ziggy Stardust, I guess I think of that as well. So kind of inspired by both of those entities. So that's it. So we're moving the CD. We can turn this around, actually. Now they're going to go into the small, thin walkway, which I leave that thing there. The cats like that. That's empty. It's one of those cat things. So I'm moving them all from there. There's my big boy. That's the oldest of... That was maybe her second litter. Billy White Shoes. Good boy. Big boy. Good boy. They're all great cats. But this is a mountain of CDs and other stuff that I got to move so I can put this rug down. Yeah, I just got too much crap. I haven't, adjusted to the RV life from living in a house. But I'm slowly doing it, and I'm aware I have to do it. Look at her. See, she's got those, it looks like, it's not eyebrows. It's just a change in color, but it looks like eyebrows. She looks like a raccoon. She's so pretty. Aren't you, baby? She was weird, too, when she was a little kitten. She just looked like she was going to have trouble, but she turned into a beautiful cat. Guitars everywhere. What's up, buddy? All right, guys, we're hitting the bedroom. You don't have to come. I'm sure you'll be there at some point. All right, well, that's it for me, too, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. Tell your friends. Ratso Rizzo. Hattie Carroll. I did not realize that was you. So that's that. Probably going to keep the Christmas lights. It's the perfect amount of light for me. I like that. I like it. Okay, darling? All right, we'll be back. We'll probably be doing this pretty frequently. I have been. All right. Remember, do love you madly. Say bye, Lola. Bye, Lola.